To tie the knot with someone special is something that many people are always looking forward to take the next step in their relationship. In fact, there was something that even I was looking forward to when I was engaged once. But my dreams of having a perfect wedding was crushed. But it was actually inflicted by my former best friend Lily. My name is Molly. Like I said, my former best friend Lily caused this whole dreams of mine to getting married to be crushed. I will give you a short background about me and Lily, how we became best friends, and until we weren't anymore. Lily and I actually became best friends in our first year of high school. I mean, we were really close. We had pretty much the same interests and hobbies. And even in our senior year of high school, she was the very first person that I informed that Andy had asked me out on a date and later became my boyfriend. She was really excited. It happened that even Lily spent time with me and Andy from time to time, but my relationship with Andy was getting stronger, and after being dating for 2 years, well, let's say he proposed to me, and I was so happy to even get married to my boyfriend. I even eventually told my family about this, and they were so happy. I had even told some close friends and others. They were also excited for me as well. Even I was so excited. I had butterflies in my stomach thinking about the wedding. They're getting closer and closer, even though we haven't actually set a date yet for the wedding, actually. But one day, it all came down crashing. I was out. I was in town doing some errands when I saw Lily with Andy. I mean, I knew that for a fact they had become close friends themselves, so this was not like any particular worrying about this. But as their backs was towards me, so they didn't see me. But I recognized it was them actually, though. They were holding hands, kissing, and she was giggling. That itself made me realize something was off. So I took a photo just in case when they were holding hands and then as they kissed. Me and Andy weren't living together at the moment. We were talking about it, but just we hadn't even taken that step yet. So I confronted then Andy about a few days later about this, what I saw, and he didn't even denied because at the time he actually had even Lily over. They were just doing they were just hanging out, play some video games. When I confronted him about it, she just chimed in saying that, yeah, it's true, we're actually dating. But I was so mad. I was so angry. I just yelled at them, especially Lily. You're supposed to be my best friend, and you were supposed to be my maid of honor for my wedding. And this is the things you're going for? Cheating at me from my fiance? Stealing him from me? And Andy just like, hey, don't talk to my fiance. But I'm your fiance. Not anymore. And then Lily showed me the ring and said that Andy had proposed to him the day before. I was surprised. I mean, I was angry, but at the same moment, I lost all the love for my boyfriend. I didn't even know exactly what to say anymore about this. So I didn't. I just took my purse and left without saying another word. When I get home, I actually even called my parents, told them simply the wedding was off because Lily stole my boyfriend from me and they couldn't even believe it. They had actually met Lily so many times, and even my mom called her as a sweet, trustworthy person. But going so far behind my back, literally backstabbing me, betraying my trust and loyalty, and stealing the someone I was planning to getting married to. So, well, that was at least a part of the background. You see, about 2 months ago, I actually got an invitation for a wedding. And guess what? It was actually from Lily, who stole my former fiance Andy. I was really surprised of any of this. I could not have even believed she even had the audacity to invite me to my, well, to their wedding. But see, I wasn't even alone that particular day when I got this invitation. My new boyfriend, or correction, my new fiance Eric, was actually at my place. Yes, I actually, well, I actually got engaged with a new guy. Eric was another close friend from high school. He and I remained very much in touch over the years after high school. And it happened that we did run into each other from time to time, either in town or something like that. And Andy was actually aware that I was talking to Eric from time to time. I mean, even he was a friend of Ann or as Eric as well. But Eric, like, are you thinking of going to the wedding? I was actually curious if I even should go. I mean, I did see that I was also being asked to be the maid of honor, but I was like, no. So he suggested that I throw it away. So I did. I'd even believe that my former best friend had a really audacity to invite me to her own very wedding. The same guy that I was planning to marry about a couple of months ago. So then I just I just didn't want to have nothing to do with her, so I literally threw that invitation away. And on the wedding day, me and Eric was actually out of town to see his cousin who lives in Idaho for a week. We actually left about a few days before the wedding. And then, out of the blue, I received a phone call, and it was actually from Lily. She was furious. She was like, "Why aren't you here? And our other friends is at the wedding, Molly." Well, I told her, why would I go to a wedding since I don't have the obligation to be at someone's wedding who is someone so cold-hearted person stole my ex-fiance from me, and I don't even have to see you as my friend anymore. When I got your invitation, I just threw it away without answering. I really don't want to have nothing to do with either of you. And as the others, well, I told them what you did to me, so they choose not to go to the wedding, and it's their choices. I didn't make them to go. I just told them the truth how you took my ex-fiancée. And Lily responded with, "How dare you? You said that you want I went so much as to invite you to the wedding and to be my maid of honor." I just told her I really don't care about that at all. You don't mean nothing to me at all since you looked up to as a friend, not anymore. You're probably miserable since I took him away from you. I could actually hear that she was somehow, well, sonnet, smug, or at least kind of happy. No, I'm actually engaged to someone else that you don't want to talk to you anymore. With that, I just hanged up the call as Lily screamed at the phone. I even blocked the number with all the social media that she could find on, or at least be reached on. I couldn't even believe how she really had audacity to literally send me an invitation to her own wedding and asking me to be her maid of honor. The fact since I was supposed to be marrying Andy and had asked Lily to be my maid of honor at that wedding, but since she stole him from me, so I was like, there's no way if I could have to do the same thing, so I didn't do that. So yeah, and after a couple of months later, me and Eric actually had our wedding. It was a small wedding for just close friends and family. Lily wasn't even on the list. I mean, who want to have someone who stole their ex-fiance or boyfriend from you just before even your own wedding? So I didn't. But Lily somehow found out the location and even tried to get in, but she was stopped by my two big male cousins. I actually told them to stand outside as guards just in case, because I didn't want to have her to ruin our big day. And she did show up, but my cousin knew Lily, how she looked like, and from what they told me, she literally showed up in a red dress, and she tried to, well, literally to push away from them to get inside. But since my cousins are big, like big guys, like they go to the gym always, so it was no long way for that. So they literally dragged her away, and her parents were actually there. They even handed her over to them, and her parents felt so devastated of the whole thing. At least her parents was that disappointed of how their daughter's actions. They had promised me to help me when if she came to the wedding. So I mean, at least her parents are very decent people. They even saw me as like a daughter to them because how at the time when me and Lily was so close. I mean, I was often over to their house. They even had sleepovers quite often, and they can even sometimes even joke that me and Lily were long lost sisters. I mean, even after when they found out what Lily did to me by stealing my ex fiance, they even told me that they felt so disappointing and devastated how Lily, their own daughter, had the audacity to do this action against her own best friend. Even if she was in love with Andy, she could have at least have told me about it and I would understand and maybe it helped her to find another guy to be with. But instead, she snacked around behind my back and stole him from me. At first, they weren't even aware of that, because when they heard that me and Andy had called off our wedding, they even had asked me, since my mom was also close to Lily's mom. So I told Lily's mom at one point what happened and the reason. She couldn't even believe it. So when she had asked Lily, she actually confirmed the whole thing. So after the wedding, me and Eric actually went to our honeymoon to a different city for the weekend. And after our wedding and after all that, we actually moved to a different city to start our life together. And about a year later, we welcomed our first child, a daughter. I kept hearing about Lily and Andy back home from mutual friends. It turned out that Lily had a baby boy shortly after my wedding, like a couple of months later. And I hadn't even heard from Lily or Andy since, like directly, since I literally had blocked their numbers and on social media. I really don't even have nothing to do with them anymore. And I did even been asked, well, I mean, I was asked if I would even consider to, well, repair my relationship with Lily once again. To be honest, there was something about that I was considered from time to time, but every time when I thought about the whole event, how she backstabbed me, stole my ex-fiance just before our wedding, even though we hadn't set a date yet, and how she betrayed my trust. Someone I had trusted and had been a friend with for a few years. I couldn't even believe it. I even saw her like a sister. But yeah, after thinking about it, I even told the people that had asked me about it, and I said, no, I don't have nothing to do with that anymore because she ruined my friendship with her. She was the one who ruined it, not me. I was willing to give her a chance, but if she had even just told me about her feelings for Andy, I would have accepted that, and I even had tried to offer her the help to find someone to be with. But instead, she took the different path and took him from me. So in a way, she was to make me, I feel that maybe feel gratitude kind of because I actually found my true love within Eric. I mean, I often had wondered how would my life have been if I actually did not end up marrying with Andy in the first place. So even if Lily would somehow reach out to me one day again and even ask if we could consider to be friends again, I would just simply tell her frankly to say blankly say just no. There is just no way that I would even accept her friendship or repairing it once again because it wasn't even worth it. And from what I heard from other for our common friends, she is actually still happy to be with Andy, and he is happy to be with her. So I guess that you're happy to be with the one they love. So maybe for it's best to just let them be and raise their own family. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening to my story.